What is important when choosing a padel racket? My name is Katja Förstner and I'm leading the Padel R&D team here at Head. Today I want to give you some insights on how to find the right racket. I will help you to understand the different racket characteristics and give advice on why you might select a certain shape, weight, balance or material to find a racket that's just right for you and your playing style. In general, in padel there are 3 different head shapes: teardrop shape, diamond shape and round shape. Each of the shapes has specific performance characteristics that fit a different type of player. The head shape also influences the position of the sweet spot. What is the sweet spot? The sweet spot is the area on the hitting surface which gives you the greatest performance without vibration. Hitting the ball from the sweet spot also feels and sounds the best. Now let's have a closer look at each of the 3 shapes. First, the diamond shape. Attacking players like to use diamond-shaped rackets as it adds power to the game. This shape is more used by advanced players rather than beginners because it doesn't give you as much control as the other shapes. The sweet spot is slightly smaller and closer to the tip. The round shape. If you are a beginner or any level of player seeking extra control, you should consider choosing a round racket. The sweet spot is larger and more centered. When you're new to padel, you will also find it easier hitting the ball with a round shape racket. The teardrop shape racket. If you're a versatile player and searching for a mix of power and control, the teardrop shape rackets are a good choice. This shape is ideal for players who have been playing for a while, as it is easy to handle and supports a balanced game. First, let's focus on the racket weight. The heavier racket, the more power you can generate. The higher weight will help you to hit powerful smashes and gives you additional stability. But there's a downside. It might be a little harder to handle a heavy racket. Attacking and experienced players usually prefer a heavy racket as they want the extra power. Beginners, younger players and those still learning and developing their games should consider to choose a lighter racket as you can move it fast and handle more easily. So what is the average weight of a padel racket? Beginners and intermediate players often prefer rackets between 340 and 360 grams. Advanced and tournament players tend to choose rackets between 360 and 375 grams. However, those are only general guidelines and you need to find out what works best for you with your skills and physical condition. Most important is that you choose a racket as heavy as you can handle it without hurting your timing. Sometimes there's not much time to react as your opponent is just in front of you and trying to shoot the ball at your feet or towards the fence. In that case, it is very important to move and react quickly. And if the racket is too heavy for you, you might miss the ball or hit it off center, which leads to an uncomfortable twist in the wrist and an uncontrolled shot. In contrast to the weight, the balance is determined by the weight distribution. 2 rackets can have the same weight, but feel different when you pick it up or swing it, as there's on one racket more weight towards the tip and on the other one more towards the handle. You can feel the effect of the balance as the weight pulling downwards on your wrist when you pick up a racket. The balance is also largely determined by the racket's shape. A high balance, where the balance point is closer to the tip, offers more power, but is also a bit more difficult to control and handle. Rackets with a high balance tend to be diamond shaped. A medium balance means that the balance point is between the head and the handle, which gives you a nice blend of power and control. Teardrop-shaped rackets tend to have a medium balance with an even distribution of the weight. Beginners will probably prefer a racket with low balance, which means the balance point is towards the handle. But players of all levels can choose a racket with a low balance if they're looking for more control and easier handling. Rackets with a low balance can be moved faster and with less effort. These rackets tend to be round shaped. Next, let's talk about the material. As you can imagine, due to the big head and the huge surface, the material selection of a racket also affects the performance. The main materials used on the hitting surface are glass and carbon fiber composites. Carbon fiber supplies more stiffness during impact and gives extra control. Fiberglass provides more flexibility and softness and supports the ball outcome. And there are also rackets with a mix of glass and carbon fiber, which is called hybrid. The hybrid material combines the advantages of glass and carbon fiber with a nice blend of power and control. Inside the racket, between the two hitting surfaces, we use foam. There are a few other things to consider when it comes to choose your padel racket. One is the drilling pattern. The number, size and position of the holes in the surface will change the performance of the racket and have a direct impact on power and control. While bigger and more holes tend to support the power, fewer and smaller holes tend to support the control. Talking about the surface, you can also choose different surface finishes. There are rackets with a smooth surface and rackets with a rough surface. If you like to play with a lot of spin, a rough surface will help your game. Another important point besides performance is durability. You can protect your frame against bumps and scratches with a super thin, high-quality anti-shock skin. Some rackets already come with the anti-shock skin. If needed, you can also edit or replace it afterwards. Finally, it comes down to a personal choice and how the racket feels in your hand and whether it allows you to play as you want. Your personal choice usually depends on your skill level, physical condition, age, sports background and taste of colors. There are many different looks and colors. If you like the look of a racket, it can also change how you will feel on court and how you will play. In the end, if you have the opportunity to test different rackets, you should always take it, as this will help your decision. Go on court, try it out and have fun.